Wow. Um, yeah. So it's really been 6 years since the last time I posted a video. So yeah, I started this channel back, I think in 2012. And it started out with me just like recording my hair videos. I think my daughter was like 2 years old at the time. She's 14 now. Yeah. And I also have a 10-year old. Um, Life has definitely been lifing. And I really wanted to kind of get back into recording my journey and really sharing how things have happened over these past 6-ish years. Yeah, it's about six. So I don't really have like a specific, like, I don't know, like topics I'll be sharing. It really is just going to be me popping in, talking about like what has been happening in my life. One thing that I did do recently, so today is July 1st, and it is considered like the halfway mark of 2025. And I walked into my office, home office, by the way, and I was looking at my vision board and I was like, okay, this is the halfway mark. And I really wanted to see how am I on track, right? So I was like, well, that actually would be a cool video to share. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So I'll show you guys. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to put this together and how I'm actually going to show you. I feel like I'm in school. I need the little pointer. I'm going to use this. Okay. So my number one goal that I really wanted to do over these past 6 years, I actually started my own private practice. And so I'm a therapist that helps individuals with anxiety and really just learning how to communicate their needs, in all honesty. So the goal I had was I wanted to have a practice full because I want to transition into full time. I really want the opportunity to be able to work for myself and use the skills that I've learned over the years to help other people. So the second one was to save up a certain amount of money. So for me, obviously I'm married. I shouldn't say obviously because you probably don't know that. But anyways, I really wanted to be able to calculate 3 months of income. And the reason why I chose three, because I felt like 3 months is typical for getting another job, getting a couple paychecks and really seeing how things will work. So that's kind of where my decision of choosing 3 months. And as of yesterday, I actually completed that goal. So I'm really proud of myself for that. My third goal is I was thinking of what is the most ambitious, what is the most, for me, like for my family. And that was actually going to Disneyland, or really just Orlando, Florida. But because one, I do not like flying. My kids have never flown before. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to put this goal on my vision board. And I actually even went and broke down all of the details. So like I have the flights, I have the Airbnb, because I have two teenagers. I'm not trying to be in a hotel. No. I got the car rental. I even put food and shopping. And so I had a specific number of how much each thing would cost. And then I just wrote it down. You see how this little water bottle is in between 3 and 4? We don't get along. I do not drink water like I should. I just don't. But I was like, if I put it on my vision board, maybe it'll like come into fruition. I don't know. I will say that I'm getting better, but I'm definitely not where I want to be. So as I came to the mid-year point, I really wanted to think about like, you're not drinking water like you should. you are not being intentional about drinking water like you should. So what I did to really allow this goal to come to light is I have water bottles all over my house. I have water bottles in my office. I have it in the bathroom. Probably too much information, but I have it in the bathroom. I have it in my room. I have it in the kitchen. I literally started placing water bottles everywhere so that I connected, I remember my goal, and I actually, this is probably too much to, you know what? Anyways, water. Okay, that's my goal. Now, the fourth goal that I had is I love, I guess it's called landscaping. I'm not really sure. So I love doing outside projects, and I'll kind of show you guys some of the work and some of the new projects. So May of 24, my husband and I became homeowners. So we bought our first house, and the backyard is huge. And there's like so much possibility, so much things you can do. And I'm just like, and Pinterest overwhelms me. I'm definitely a pinaholic. I don't do nothing on Pinterest as far as like actually trying to take a picture. Pinterest. But I saw it. It is inspiring. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it. Now, in between my 4 and my 5, let me see if you guys can see that. Yeah. That right there, that's rock climbing. Black people we don't do that type of stuff, but you know, for the most part, I don't want to generalize, but I really love rock climbing, and I've always wanted to like be consistent at it. So there's this rock climbing place in Oklahoma City, and I started going there with a couple friends. And the most interesting reason why I have this picture here is it ties into this one. I'm terrified of heights. I do not like heights. But I thought to myself, like, what type of example am I setting for my girls? Because I genuinely feel a lot of my fears I unknowingly and unintentionally pass down to them. And so I feel like I got to hold myself accountable because I don't want them to be afraid of something just because I'm afraid of it, right? Now, spiders, we all on the same board. We just don't deal with them. So that was why I put that there. So number 5, like I said, I have my own private practice. And one of the things, I'm going to like take an individual picture so you can see each one more clearly. But I really wanted to venture into private practice, but having private pay clients. And if you guys want to learn like more about like my private practice and then the difference between insurance clients versus private pay clients, I don't have a problem sharing that. But I just want to just state what the goal is. And so we are, what are we? July 1st, and right now I fluctuated from January up until now, but I've had a total of 4 private pay clients, and that's huge in our business because a lot of people, they want to use their insurance, and I'm one of them, you know, and so you have to look at both sides of the token of that situation. Now, in between 5 and 6, I don't know if you guys are able to see that, it is I think it's Credit Karma? Yeah, I think it's Credit Karma. Yeah, my score, it's not there. It's not there. But the reason why I rebranded my channel as Sherelle 360 because I really wanted to look at it, my life from every angle, right? And really be very transparent about like where I am personally and how I'm still able to accomplish what I need to accomplish. So I'll put in like a little insert of what my score is right now. But the crazy thing is, it was right where it needed to be when we got the house. And then literally it dropped down. So that was all God's timing. But anywho. All right. So number 6. Yeah. Don't that just look gorgeous? Man, 100,000. And notice I put, well, you probably can't see it, but I'll zoom in. It's in the savings, right? So Am I going to save $100,000 by December 31st of 2025? I don't know. Maybe. Y'all click on this video. No, I'm just playing. But you never know, right? I never want to limit myself. So I just chose some random number, a picture that like just resonated. So I just put that on there. Now, let me see if I can get a little closer. Now, this one right here, my number 7, is public speaking. I really, really want to be a public speaker. And I feel like I have information that is important to share, but I wasn't really sure, like, okay, how does one do that? Like, how do you become a public speaker? How do you create a niche? How do you find topics on things that you want to do? And so to me, I felt like I don't want to limit myself. I really want to put all of the goals and things that I want to aspire to do, and then we'll just see how it goes. So I got one, I guess it's called invitation to speak at a marriage conference. So I'm not really sure how that's going to pan out. But to me, like, I spoke it, I put it out there, and I was like, all right, Lord, it's up to you how it goes. And just that one was confirmation that I was on the right track. Okay, so number 8. Yeah, you see this? Look at this pose. Like, come on now. Just because I'm skinny, it doesn't mean that this is going to come to fruition. I've always loved yoga. I always loved, what's the other one? Pilates. And so I was like, well, if I figure out how I'm going to incorporate it into my routine, I think it'll be easier to at least start practicing. But, just know that this is not where I'm at. Even though it's July 1st, my goal so far and my pivot for my goal number 8 is I notice I do better in the morning. Because at first I was doing yoga in the evenings, but I think I was just too tired after work or sessions or whatever the case may be. So I decided to start in the morning, and that pivot has been successful for me. All right. I don't really know. I really am thinking about changing number 9 out. So hear me out. When we first got this house, the way I have my office set up right now, it didn't look like this. It was just a desk, my computer, and a blank wall, right? And so I really started to try to give it more personality, especially if you're doing therapy. You want your background, right, to be not distracting, but presentable, right? So so I was thinking, wow, we have a really, really big backyard. And I thought maybe we could, I forgot what they're called, shed offices or home office shed or something like that. I definitely need to take this off of here. When I started calculating the cost, I started looking at the labor, and I was like, yeah, that's just not going to work for me. Just not going to work for me. But I don't know. I need to pivot though. Today is the 1st. So, I have 6 more months and I don't see it happening. What I think I may do is take a picture of my current office and figure out how I can soundproof it. Because that's really the biggest barrier that I have right now, is that sound just bleeds through, which isn't good when you're doing sessions, okay? And then my last one, and this is getting more into my word. There is a, is it called YouVersion? I think it's YouVersion Bible app. And I cannot tell you how many, I'm going to go ahead and set this down, how many Bible plans I have tried, especially the ones that like you read through the Bible. But I will say, so far, I think I'm like 10 days behind in my 360 reading plan. But the plan I'm reading, let me see, what's it called? It's like, I think her name is Tara Lee Cobble. I should definitely remember her name because it literally pops up all the time. but it is the most engaging. And so I'm not being, I know these people say, oh, I'm not being paid to say this. I literally just popped on YouTube and just wanted to share kind of where I've been in my journey. It's called the Bible Recap. So if you are on your spiritual journey, obviously you're going to be behind, period. But one of the things that I've been learning is you just got to start. I cannot tell you how many times I was like, oh, I'm going to get back on YouTube. I'm going to post a video. I'm going to like get back into it. I talked myself out of it every single time. And so I said, my rip the band-aid method that I teach a lot of my clients is do it. Do it as raw, do it as authentically as you possibly can, and then just put it out there. At first I was like, no, I'm gonna record it, but I'm not gonna post it, right? And I was like, okay, you gotta walk the walk and talk the talk. I can't be out here telling my clients, yeah, do this, do that, and I'm over here in the corner scared. That's not cool. So, in line with what I share with my clients, I am posting this. I'm not editing it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not doing any of that, right? All I'm going to do is post it, and I'm just going to see what you guys think, right? But anyway, so this is my vision board, and I have it hung up in my office, and I just come in and I look at it, and now that it's the midpoint of 2025, so what I'm going to do is write down each goal, talk about what I feel like I have, how much progress I've made so far, and then figure out what I'm going to do to pivot if there's some goals that I want to pivot, and then just get back on track. Like, I have 6 more months, and I'm all about like being excited and pumping myself up. Like, I'm my own cheerleader. Like, I don't need someone like, oh, go Sherelle. I'll take that though. Okay. But anyways, so thank you guys so much. I'm actually excited to get back into just documenting my journey and see how it goes. And I just hope that you're able to see that this is a real person with a real life, a real journey, and who's willing to be transparent and share what's happening in their life. So that's Sherelle 360.